I just go with the flow of how things are going right now. If we're kissing, we're kissing, and then if it goes on further, then it does. But 1, 2, 3. Wait, where's my hat at? How did I know? I didn't actually know until like it took me a couple of years to actually get to that point of thinking that I can, you know, we got some years on it. It wasn't just a quick like, oh yeah, I was born to be. No. Happened after a couple of years. I was a shy guy to start off with, talking to females and then going from there and then build it on. I was 15 years old, and when it happened, I was I'm gonna tell a story. Alright, so when I was 15 years old, I had this crush on this girl. Like the ultimate crush, like the crush that is like, I don't know why. She wasn't, I don't know, was she bad? She was older than me. She was like, I think she was 18 at that time. And what happened was like, we was all like about to play basketball back in the days. Everybody was outside. It was like a good like 15 of us. Like everybody was out there. And then she had on like some like, what are those things called when you got the button up things? Overalls. She had some overalls on. I was like, yo, you look nice in those overalls or something like that. I said something lame. And then I don't know, she was like, oh, okay. And then we went to play basketball, and then she was like, so do you want to come chill at my house for a second? Because you look dehydrated. And I was like, why not, huh? Like, why not? So after that, we went to like her place. It was one of my other best friends in his place, and we went to his place, and we went to his place, and then we like drank some juice, and then she invited me to her parents' room, and then we started like making out, and then I was like, oh snap. Because before I even lost my virginity, I didn't even know what sex was. Like I didn't know, I mean I knew what sex was, but I didn't know, I never watched a porno before that or anything like that. I just always just I dry humped shit before that happened. I dry humped every damn thing. Not knowing what this was all about, but when that came time to, she was like, and then we started like, we got that drink, and then started making out in her parents' room, and then all of a sudden her brother came home, her older brother, and he was like, yo, I got this weed. So we had like stopped, and then we had like went to the back, and you know, there was like purple haze, and I didn't smoke, but they smoked. So after that, like I was like, I'm good. Like this is what this is supposed to be like. This is a good feeling right here. Like, you know how that dry humping feels in the beginning. And then like after that, after he left, she was like, hold on for a second. She left the room, came back like fully covered in like blankets and shit. And then she was like, so we started making back out again, and then she was like, so are we gonna do this? And I was like, do what? And then she was like, we're gonna do this. And then she pulled out a condom with the blankets wrapped around her. She was like, well, put this on. And I was like, I didn't want to say that, because at the time, like everybody said they was like having sex. Everybody was like, yo, yeah, this is what sex is like. And I basically lied. I was like, yeah, I had sex before, like, but I never had sex before, so I just went with the flow. And when she handed me that condom, I did not know what I was doing, and she put the condom on me, which was embarrassing. It was embarrassing because I never did that before. And then she put the condom on me, she got on top of me, and then like I nutted like in the first like 5 seconds. 10 seconds. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. And then she was like, yeah, let's move to the floor. Let's move to the floor. And then she was like, I moved to the floor, and I was like already done, like basically. And then she started like, I guess like, jacking me off. But it didn't. It was not gonna go any further than that. So she was like, you're done. And I was like, I don't know what happened. Basically. So after that, it was just like, we talked for a minute, and then that was it. Like, that's my whole first time. It's embarrassing. I was thinking like, oh man, she's gonna come to school because she went to high school with me, and she was gonna just tell my whole business out. But she did it. I told my whole business out like a nigga, because I couldn't believe it at the time. But that was my first time. It's embarrassing, I know. Personal, I think it's just, I can't say that it's somebody who like manipulates people, because I don't manipulate anybody. I just go with the flow. Whatever's presented in my way, I go whatever the flow is, and the flow is directed in a way. Like, I feel like that women have a direction they're trying to go. Like, they already know in their head. Like, they just can't orchestrate it the way that they want for the guy to like take control. But me, in my head, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. So, but when I found out that you can control the situation, that's when I found out that that is a Casanova, because you knew what was happening next. You directed what was gonna happen after that. So my definition of a Casanova is, it's just a person that's like, who sees an opportunity and just goes after the opportunity that is listed. Like, they have their own like agenda, and they go with that to try to make that happen. But it's not a manipulative type of thing. I don't think so. Yes, the terminology is way different. Like, I think Fuckboy is like a 2017 thing, 2016 thing. It's a whole new generation type of thing. But a Casanova is pretty much a person or a guy who knows the situation, who knows what is gonna happen, how they're gonna do it. Like, I don't have any certain moves or anything. I don't do any certain things special. I just go with the flow of how things are going right now. If we're kissing, we're kissing, and then if it goes on further, then it does. But I'm not expecting that. It's just happening, and then I can, from other situations that I've been through, it just keeps going, because I will direct them to that, because I know how to change that situation to a situation I like. If I could redo the entire thing, I think yes, man. Looking back at the whole entire thing, like, sex is way more like, it's a lot of energy between two people, and I feel like my energy was taken a little bit, because I feel like if I would have waited a long time, made it more special in the way that it happened, then this to just nut in like 5 seconds and not even know what that is, I think that would have been a whole different experience for myself. And I would have made it feel special for myself, but at that time, like, I didn't make it feel special for myself. It's just something that I already said I did, but I never did, ever. I just said I did it. I lied. I was a liar. I lied about that, but it felt like, this is what sex is all about. This is really, like, this is what this is all about. And then after that, I started looking at pornos and started watching Mr. Marcus and shit on the fucking, on all those pornos. I started watching pornos not just to, like, look at it just to be like, oh, this is all that I need to do something about. I need to, like, masturbate about it. I started watching pornos to, like, learn moves. It wasn't just to, like, oh, I need to masturbate. No, this is like, oh wow, this nigga's doing some shit and I need to learn how to do that. So that made me want to like learn more about that stuff. If you have any questions, any concerns, anything you want to persuade, anything you have any advice about, I got you. If you want to know anything, like if your guy's a fuckboy, if you don't know if he's a fuckboy, if you want to ask any questions, I got you. Like I have every question written down. I've done this in my life for a minute. It's over. Like I get why I did it, but at the same time, like I understand like why people still do it and why it's still a thing that people do, and I want to help people out with that.